As you know, the Innovative Approaches to Professional Learning module is divided into two major components: the virtual book study, which you just completed, and the second section, which is called Percolating. The Percolating section is the focus of this video. You'll notice in Percolating that there are several tabs. Please don't let this overwhelm you. There's a lot of tabs because there is additional support services in here to assist you with research. And these are really things that you're going to use minimally in this module, and then additionally moving forward through the course and through your program. So those are really just a lot of links to different information to help you do research, and we'll talk about what those are. So you'll start this section of the module with innovative PD brainstorming. Those are your instructions for that assignment, and they also tie in what all these other components of this module section are. And so start there. You'll then move on to look at your brainstorming rubric, which tells you how this assignment is assessed. You will meet your librarian. She is your virtual librarian, but she is a real person, and so she's created an introductory video for you to meet her and to tell you what she's all about. And then she's also provided the library research guide, which is specific to your course, and she provides instructional videos on how to use the library, how to register as an online student so that you can get additional services, all of that. So be sure to check that out in detail. And it also shows where you can contact her, because she's available to assist you with your research online through the library. So make sure that you're aware that that information exists. Then I've created a short video. I think it's about 5 minutes. So just going through the things I want to warn you about, I guess, with online searching and the search in the library, because there's some APA things that I want to point out to you. And then also with reference to scholarly information, so how you find the scholarly information compared to what might be news articles and things like that. So there's a quick video on that. And then I also made like a cheat sheet on locating reliable resources online. If you're not familiar with Boolean searches, things like that, it gives you some links to some resources on how to do that, and then also some reliable online sources. And then I've given you a fast link to the library so that you don't have to go through and search for that on the website if you don't want to. And then finally, there is the final assignment in this module, which is the KWL. But you will need to have completed, and the class will need to have completed, the innovative brainstorming assignment first. So that's why the KWL is down here at the bottom. And again, if it's in green, it means there's something that needs to be submitted. So that's why those two are in green. So let's start out with the innovative PD brainstorming. Okay, as always, I'm not going to go through this line by line. I know that y'all can read it and you don't want to listen to me read it to you. So I'll just hit the highlights. After you've read your textbook readings, then I want you to come up with 2 innovative approaches or strategies to professional learning. Now, you don't have to make these up, but you need to identify some innovative approaches or strategies to professional learning. They need to be different than what is offered by your peers. And so you will need to check the Google drawing, which there is a link to that in here, and we'll talk about that. You need to check what's been submitted in there and come up with something that's different. You may have a little bit of overlap, but don't duplicate what someone else is researching. So what I would suggest is to think about what your 2 strategies or approaches are that you want to contribute. Go ahead and put those into the Google Drawing, and then come back and post your research after you've already committed to those 2 approaches or strategies. Okay, so when I talk about research, what I'm talking about is I want you to have 2 scholarly publication citations for each of your strategies that you suggest. So you're suggesting 2 strategies or approaches, so that means 2 citations for each of those, for a total of 4 citations overall. Those citations should be APA formatted, and so that's why there's so much information on how to use the library and all of that, so that you know how to find a scholarly publication. And then also there's resources in there for how to cite using APA, in addition to your APA manual. Okay, so I talked about all those helpful hints. What is a scholarly publication? That explains what it is. It is not a newspaper or a magazine, not even your textbook. A lot of times websites are not considered scholarly sources for research type publications, and so make sure you're not citing those sorts of things. Make sure that you are citing journal articles that are research based, or books that are published by authorities in the field. And then you'll see APA warnings all over the place. Make sure you look at that. I have also given you a tutorial on Google Drawing if you're not familiar with Google Drawing, but it's also specific to this assignment, and so it shows you how I created my original post in Google Drawing, so that you can see how I did that. And then submission instructions. There's a link there to the Google Drawing. And so it will take you outside of Blackboard to our Google Drawing canvas. Okay, and then we'll go through all those resources, and then let's look at the KWL. Once the class has completed contributing to the Innovative PD Brainstorming, the Google Drawing, then you'll want to complete your KWL. This is not a traditional KWL, so if you've ever done a KWL, make sure you read the instructions related to this one, because we're talking about what you know related to professional learning approaches and strategies, what you've learned so far or what you already knew. What do you now want to know? And again, that's going to relate back to your goals and what are you wanting to learn in this program, and how can learning about some specific innovative professional learning approaches or strategies help you reach that goal? So being very specific about what you want to learn, and then what you love about innovative professional learning approaches, or what innovative professional learning approaches and strategies you love. So that's all detailed here. And then you will complete your KWL ideas in a collaborative Google Slides that I've already created. So if you are not familiar with Google Slides, I have given you some helpful hints down here on how you can contribute to that. Either I've created a template slide, you can duplicate it and use it, that's fine. Or if mine is not creative enough for you, or there's something else, some other way you would like to present it, then that is perfectly fine. It just has to be able to go into that Google Slide. So I've given you some helpful hints on how to do that, depending on which route you want to go. This assignment is not a major grade in the course. It is part of your activities or something you would have done in a face-to-face class, and so just know that goes into that component of your grade. And then there are also, again, like I said, submission instructions of that you're adding a slide to our Google Slide. So there is a link to our Google Slide. Okay, That's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I think we've hit the highlights. If you have questions specific to either one of these assignments or anything, how this is all laid out, how it all ties together, let me know.